I'm starting a series where I force my friends to let me do their nails. First we have Sarah, and this was a big transformation if I do say so myself. She's one of the reasons why I even have friends. We've known each other for a really long time, but my husband and I decided to move across the country and move into the neighborhood next to theirs, and we hang out all the time, and she's introduced me to so many great friends in the area too. She's also an amazing yoga teacher, and I go to her classes multiple times a week, so I thought it'd be nice to repay her with a really pretty manicure. I wanted this to sort of be a surprise, but I asked her for a word or two to give me some sort of inspiration, and she chose moody and crystal ball. Sarah came to me and said her nails were feeling kind of weak and bendy, so I prepped them very gently. I did some cuticle work and light surface prep so that the gel would adhere, and since her nails were feeling bendy, I decided to do a little overlay with my soft gel base instead of builder gel. I knew this look was going to be a bunch of layers, and I don't want anything to lift by using gel that's too hard for the state of her nails, so Mega Stick base was perfect. Her favorite color is purple, and that is the theme of this manicure. It made it very easy to decide which colors to use. I'm obsessed with this new magnet gel collection from Aurora Queen. This color is called Nebula, and I think it looks so good with just one coat. My process is to do a thin layer and magnetize it, and then flip her hand over and continue magnetizing it from another angle, which I think just helps make sure the nail looks really shifty from every way that you look at it. I also flash cure it immediately once I like how it looks so that the magnetic particles don't turn back down. After that was fully cured, I wiped the tacky layer off of all of her nails because I'm using ink. If you leave the tacky layer on, I feel like the ink just goes everywhere, so if you wipe it off, it kind of stays put a little bit better. And this is such a trust the process product. I was worried Sarah would think it was ugly at this point, but it really comes together once you diffuse it with some alcohol. Next, I'm using glowy flakes, but since I wiped the tacky layer off, there's nothing for them to stick to. And I wanted to make this as glowy as possible, so I'm using the color Frosted by Nail Thoughts to just dab on a little bit of polish. And right where I dabbed it on, I'm also dabbing on these little flakes. I cured them in place, and now I'm using the color Amethyst, which is a super glassy purple. This really goes along with the crystal ball directive because it just makes the nails look glassy and purple and so dimensional. And finally, I sealed everything in with top coat. For finishing touches, I always like to touch up the shape just a little tiny bit, especially since this was so many layers. It can make the tip of the nail a little bit wonky, so that helps a lot. I also love using the polishing ball to buff off dead skin and buff in the cuticle oil. And here's a refresher with what her nails looked like when she came to me, and here is the final look. It actually feels like a magical transition, and I feel like these really fit the bill for being moody crystal ball nails.